The movie begins by showing Leon Chuan, a hardworking food delivery driver who loves his family and enjoys helping others. However, Leon has a tendency to get involved in other people's problems, which some people find annoying. One day while on his delivery route, Leon sees a disturbance on the street. When he investigates, he finds out that his colleague has been hit by a man. Initially, Leon tries to break up the fight, but he gets caught up in his emotions and ends up punching the man. This leads to a violent fight between them, during which Leon's shirt sleeve is torn and a bird belonging to Jia Daye, an old grocery store owner who witnessed the fight, flies away. Jia Daye is angry with Leon for causing his bird to fly away, and he kicks Leon to make him stop fighting. In another place, Leon's wife, Liu Pin, tries to call him multiple times but he doesn't answer the phone. They had promised to take their daughter, Duo, to the doctor for a checkup. Unfortunately, because the fight continued, the police arrived to break it up and took everyone to the police station. Leon and the others were then forced to go to the station. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Liu Pin informs the doctor that their daughter, Duo, has been coughing a lot lately. The doctor examines Duo and sadly informs them that she has anomalous partial pulmonary vein disease, which has worsened her condition. The only way to save her is through immediate surgery. If the surgery is not done soon, Duo will have difficulty breathing. At the police station, Jia asks for compensation for his damaged birdcage and lost bird. The police question Jia and the man who started the fight. The police then advise Leon and his colleagues to make peace, as if the man presses charges and applies for a visa, they will face severe punishment and criminal records that could make it difficult for them to find jobs in the future. The situation worsens when Leon's friend, whom Leon had helped, blames Leon for punching the man who started the fight. In the end, Leon agrees to make peace by compensating the man and Jia with 10,000 yuan. When Leon arrives home, Liu Pin scolds him for meddling too much in other people's business. She is worried that they won't have enough money to treat Duo in time. Leon remains silent until Duo invites him to play with her toy airplane. Liu Pin is annoyed by Leon's lack of response and tells him that they need at least 200,000 yuan to pay for Duo's surgery. The surgery needs to be done as soon as possible to save Duo. However, with their current jobs, Leon is a food courier and Liu Pin is an elderly caretaker, they have only been able to save 50,000 yuan over the past 3 years. Leon also wasted 10,000 yuan on compensating for his involvement in the fight, which makes Liu Pin very upset with him. Leon works as a food delivery courier for a struggling company that receives numerous complaints from customers due to delayed deliveries and poor service. In an effort to improve the situation, Leon's boss, Wang Zhongho, introduces new rules which require employees who receive the lowest rank to resign from the company. Leon is scolded by Mr. Wang Zhong for interfering too much in other people's affairs, which has caused complaints from customers. Despite this, Leon is grateful that he is not fired due to his close relationship with Mr. Wang Zhong. In fact, Mr. Wang Zhong recognizes Leon's potential and recommends him for a promotion to become the head of the introductory team section. Leon is thrilled by the opportunity to advance in his career and promises to do his best to excel in his new role. While Leon was waiting for his food delivery, he decided to pass the time by sitting on his motorbike and checking his phone. He noticed his friend in front of him who was eating shrimp that they had stolen from food orders, along with his girlfriend. Instead of scolding them for their wrongdoing, Leon asked if they knew of any job openings. Leon's friend was surprised because Leon already worked for 14 hours a day and wondered why he would want another job. However, Leon's co-worker's girlfriend suggested that he become a paid driver for drunk people, as the laws against drunk driving were becoming stricter and there was a need for more paid drivers. Leon was enjoying some leisure time at home, playing with Duo, when his landlord suddenly walked in without permission. The landlord offered the house that Leon was renting to another couple who were interested in renting it. The couple seemed to be pleased with the offer and were considering taking the house that Leon was currently living in. When Leon learned that the landlord was offering the house to another couple, he quickly spoke up and explained that he and his family still lived there. He was confused as to why the landlord would try to rent it out to someone else. The landlord responded by saying that he had no choice but to offer the house to someone else because Leon had complained about the rent being too expensive. The landlord wanted to rent it to someone who could afford it without any objections. Liu Pin, who had been waiting for her husband, went to speak with the landlord. After learning about their financial situation, Liu Pin appeared tired and said that she wanted to bring Duo to her hometown. She explained that the high cost of living in Beijing meant they would struggle to save up for Duo's expenses. Leon tried to explain to his wife that money was important, and he would think of a solution so that Liu Pin didn't have to worry about it. Unfortunately, Leon and Liu Pin got into another argument. Liu Pin wanted to return to their hometown, while Leon insisted on keeping Duo in Beijing for a better education. The argument became so intense that Liu Pin felt like only wealthy and educated people could live in Beijing. This upset Leon, and things got emotional. Eventually, Liu Pin decided to take Duo to live with her sister, leaving Leon on his own. Before they went their separate ways, Leon promised to pick up Liu Pin and Duo, but his wife ignored him. Now, Leon is living in a secondhand newspaper shop, and he's considering taking on additional work as a paid driver at night. He knows he needs to work hard to gather enough money for Duo's expenses as soon as possible. As Duo and Liu Pin arrived at her sister's house, they overheard her sister and husband arguing because they were hesitant to accommodate Liu Pin and her child. This made Liu Pin uncomfortable staying with them. During a lunch meeting, Leon, Liu Pin, and Duo discussed their plans. Liu Pin shared that she was considering working as an employee at her friend's reflection place in Gaozhan. She felt that the salary for a reflection worker was much better than being a nanny in Beijing. Additionally, she was tired of bathing the old man. Leon was initially opposed to Liu Pin's decision, but he eventually agreed on the condition that Duo would remain in Beijing. The following day, Liu Pin said her goodbyes to Duo. Although it was difficult, she knew it was necessary to quickly raise money for Duo's operating expenses. Liu Pin waved goodbye to her husband and daughter before leaving. Currently, Leon and Duo live together in a small hut. Despite its size and occasional leaks during heavy rain, they are content because they are always together. Duo is Leon's motivation for working hard, and their relationship is very loving. Since they began living together, Leon's days have become busier. He has to drive Duo to school in the morning and pick her up in the afternoon. To make the most of his time, Leon has to complete a minimum of 60 orders with a target delivery time of fewer than 10 minutes for each order. He even has to plan which bathrooms have shorter lines and eat while waiting at red lights to stay on schedule. In addition to his 8-hour job as a food delivery courier, he also works an extra 2 hours as a paid driver at night. Although it's exhausting, being a paid driver allows him to enjoy the beauty of Beijing at night. One night, Leon came home after working as a driver and noticed that his daughter Duo wasn't there. He got worried and searched all around the house, but couldn't find her. He asked others if they had seen her, but no one had. Finally, he found her sitting with Jia, the owner of a food shop who had previously had an argument with Leon. At first, Leon was angry and wanted to scold Duo for going to Jiada's place without telling him. But Jiada defended her and said that Leon could leave her with him if he was busy. The next day, Duo accompanied Leon while he delivered food. Leon rode his motorbike slowly to keep his daughter safe, and this caused some customers to get annoyed because they had to wait longer for their food. But when they saw how cute Duo was, they softened up and even gave Leon and Duo extra food and tips. On the day of Leon's interview with the head of the delivery team, he brought Duo along with him. She could see that her father was very nervous. Leon introduced himself and talked about his work experience before becoming a food courier. However, the interview didn't go well because the data showed that Leon was often late when delivering food. Despite this, Leon had a good track record during his 3 years as a food courier. He never got into an accident, never took customers' food, and never argued with them. During the interview, Duo entered the room because she needed to use the bathroom. Leon apologized and explained that he had to bring his daughter with him because they were the only ones at home. The interviewer then found out that Leon had been taking his daughter to work with him while delivering food. The interviewer didn't like this, but Leon reassured them that his daughter wouldn't affect his work. He also pointed out that the company's regulations didn't prohibit him from bringing his daughter with him, so he hadn't broken any rules. The next day, Leon and Duo were eating ice cream together when Duo noticed that her father looked sad. She asked him about the interview he had gone to. Leon remembered a story he used to tell her about being a firefighter who had to break down doors to save people. On the 11th door he broke down, he found that it was already unlocked. Duo tried to cheer up her father by telling him that just like how he broke down doors, he could also open up opportunities for himself. She believed that he could achieve his goals if he persisted and kept trying. As usual, Leon worked as a paid driver at night. On his way, he saw a woman who had been physically abused by her boyfriend. Without hesitation, Leon stopped his car to help her. However, in the process of helping her, he accidentally hit a car coming from the opposite direction. When Leon tried to save the woman, she pushed him away and asked why he was getting involved in other people's problems. Shortly after, the owner of the car that was hit came out and scolded the man who had hit his car. The drunk man explained that he was using a paid driver and that it was Leon who had caused the accident. The situation became even more complicated when the owner of the car that was hit approached Leon, who was still trying to help the woman. Leon was reminded of his wife's warning to not meddle in other people's affairs and felt helpless in this situation. At 12:50 p.m., Duo was waiting for Leon to pick her up from Master Wang Zhong's place. Wang Zhong had fallen asleep when Leon said goodbye to Duo and rushed to take her home. However, when they arrived, they were shocked to find that their house was being demolished by officers. Leon was deeply upset to see his house being demolished, but he knew it was inevitable since the authorities would have done it sooner or later. Duo, on the other hand, was crying and holding on to her favorite plain toy, worried that her father might get hurt that night. Leon then went out to look for a temporary place to stay for himself and Duo. Later that night, while counting the money he had left, Liu Pin called and asked about the 30,000 yuan that was withdrawn from the medical bill for Duo's operation. Upon hearing Leon's story, Liu Pin became annoyed with her husband for constantly meddling in other people's affairs. Heard his wife complaining again, Leon couldn't take it anymore. He put down his phone and ignored her. Later that night, Liu Pin realized she had gone too far and could see how her behavior was affecting their daughter. Leon was so upset that he cried himself to sleep. The next day, Leon asked his coworker to come and stay with him. He even offered to pay his friend's rent, but his friend refused. While Leon was at work, he received a call from Duo's teacher saying that their daughter was rushed to the hospital because of difficulty breathing. Leon was shocked and quickly made his way to the hospital. When he arrived, Duo's teacher explained that he had already told her not to run or jump around. Leon realized that he needed to be more attentive to his daughter's health and take her condition seriously. Suddenly, Duo's condition worsened and she fell unconscious. Leon was beside himself with worry as he watched his only daughter lying in the hospital bed, feeling helpless and unable to do anything. The doctor explained that Duo needed surgery urgently. Leon was in shock and didn't know what to do. He rode his electric motorbike to one of his coworkers and asked to borrow money, but was turned down. Despite feeling defeated, Leon refused to give up. He went back to work and started thinking of other ways to come up with the money for his daughter's surgery. When Leon arrived at work, he was reprimanded by his boss, Mr. Wang Zhong. Leon had been late delivering orders 10 times that month and had received multiple customer complaints. Mr. Wang Zhong warned him that he could lose his job if he didn't improve. While on his way to make a delivery, Leon noticed a crowd gathered around a building. He investigated and saw a little boy hanging from the building, his clothes caught and almost falling. Leon, who had worked as a firefighter in the past, knew he had to act fast. Using a rope, he climbed up and rescued the boy after a difficult struggle. The boy was close to falling off the building, but Leon was able to save him just in time. Leon's heroic act was covered by a television news reporter who approached him for an interview. However, Leon refused because he was already running late to deliver an order. The reporter persisted, and Leon tried to politely decline, but the reporter wouldn't take no for an answer. Eventually, Leon lost his temper and yelled at the reporter. As Leon continued delivering food, he realized that he was very behind schedule. Both of his customers had already rejected the food and were angry. Leon knew he needed to find a way to make things right and avoid losing his job. Leon sat silently on a bench, staring at the rejected food and occasionally looking up at the tall building across the street. Despite the rejection, he felt proud and happy to have saved the little boy's life. The next day, news of Leon's heroic act spread across television and social media. People praised him for being a hero and called him a Chinese fighter. The news not only mentioned the little boy's rescue but also highlighted Leon's struggle to pay for his daughter's operation. After the news went viral, people began to show their support by making donations to help pay for Duo's surgery. The community welcomed the donations with open arms, and Leon was touched by the outpouring of support from strangers. Elsewhere, Liu Pin, who was working as a foot masseuse, was moved after hearing the news of Leon's heroism. Leon, on the other hand, was stunned when he found out about the news. After a few seconds, he hugged his daughter Duo and cried tears of joy. He never expected that his actions could have such a positive impact on his life. Today was the day of Duo's operation, and she was understandably scared. Leon and Liu Pin tried their best to comfort her, assuring her that everything would be okay. Leon even promised to take Duo to the bird's nest as a treat after the surgery. After the surgery, Leon and Liu Pin sat together in front of the operating room. They were anxious but also relieved that they had done everything they could for their daughter's recovery. They held hands, feeling that they could overcome any obstacles as long as they were together. A month later, Leon was called to an interview by the same reporter who had interviewed him after he saved the little boy. The interviewer asked about Leon's current situation and future plans. Leon replied that he wanted to rest in his hometown now that his daughter's surgery was over. The interviewer then offered him a job in the training department if he wanted to stay in Beijing for a while. Leon couldn't believe how much his life had changed in such a short amount of time. He had faced so many challenges and obstacles, but through hard work and determination, he had overcome them all. He was grateful for the support he had received from his co-workers, the community, and even strangers who had donated to help pay for his daughter's surgery. With a renewed sense of hope and purpose, Leon continued to work hard and strive for a better future for his family. He was proud to be named the best courier at his company, and he knew that he had earned it through his dedication and commitment to his job. He was content to enjoy the happiness and peace that he had worked so hard to achieve, surrounded by his loving wife and daughter. Leon and his family continue to live happily and fulfilling life in Beijing.